Ugh. Jesus. Oh. Let's talk about books. Oh shit, motherfucker. Hi. You don't know who I am, because this is my first video. Yay! Welcome to my channel. I'm Liz, and I read sometimes. I have all these books behind me. Today we're going to be talking about the Shattered Earth series by N.K Jemisin. I read all 3 books over the course of a couple months. I read the first one, and then I had to take a break. Because, let me tell you, this book is crazy. These books, they're crazy. Wait, I need to get a good sip. We're not going to do ASMR. That's not what we're doing. Okay. I'm so sorry. That was probably really loud, and I'm really sorry about that. So, the concept of these books is every few years, maybe it's 100, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 300, there's some apocalyptic event, and the way that it is explained in these books is because the earth is evil and angry and wants to kill people. This genre, it would fall into fantasy science fiction, I guess is the right term. And at first I thought it was just fantasy. The magic system is really, really cool. It's certain people can control plate tectonics and the earth and the kinetic energy in the earth, stop earthquakes or create earthquakes or cause fucking volcanoes to explode or stop them from exploding. It's insane. The less trained you are, the more likely you are to make a volcano explode. If you're not trained, it's not that you're weak, it's just you're dangerous. And the common person don't like these guys. Okay, they think they're monsters, they think they'll kill everyone. The term is orgagene? I don't know how to say it. And I've read all these books and I still don't know how to say it, and I'm never gonna know how to say it. All I know is that people don't fucking like them. Okay? Get that straight. Which is so rude, because our girl Isun, the main character, she's an orgagene. And what I like about her is that she's not some teenager with no life experience. Okay? She is a hardened 40-year-old mother who's been through some shit, let me tell you. This lady traumatized beyond your imagination. And she's the best. She's kind of mean, which I think is really funny. I wrote in my notes, Isun is mother, which is true. She is a mother. But, I can't really, it's spoilery if I go any further, but she is a mother. She's 40-something, and she's a very well-trained orgagene. One of these seasons occurs, and she has to look for her daughter, because her daughter got kidnapped. In the middle of all of this, and then it sets off a whole slew of events. What I like about these books is that they all kind of have a different thing going for them. The first book, it was 3 points of views, 3 different points of views that give you kind of a look on the world. You know what I mean? The second book, The Obelisk Gate, is it's the world building section of this book. It really tells you how that world exists and what it's like, pretty much. And it also kind of gives us a little insight onto her daughter's point of view. Because really, in the first book, we're just oh no, she has to find her daughter. But really, we get to see who her daughter is as a character. And she's honestly so interesting. And I love her so much. I love Nasun. Is that how you say her name? I don't know. The third book is when things get batshit crazy. The stone sky, more holy fuck. Let me tell you, 10 pages in to the first book, I was crying. I cried. I made a TikTok about it. Fucking plug. Jesus. I have notes and I'm just not using them. The reason I like this series so much is because it combines my favorite genres, science fiction and fantasy, and then it makes it something different. Like, it's no wonder she won the Hugo Awards 3 years in a row. She rocked my world with this book series. I think I fucked up my mic. Anyway, if the audio is really bad from here on out, I'm sorry. She just N.K Jemisin, you're my girl for this one. Really, truly. I thought the first book made me go literally insane. No. No. It gets better while also like worse for my mental health. Like, people die in really like gruesome, horrible ways in these books. This isn't really a spoiler because this guy didn't matter, but one guy got boiled alive by bugs. Drink to that guy because that must have been awful for him. Sorry, like, guy whose name I don't remember or never had one in the first place. Another thing is the world building. The world building in this book specifically is just insane. It's like the present day world building. Civilizations have risen and fallen in this world, right? Because natural disasters and apocalyptic events happen so often that it just kills entire civilizations. And they have like no record of anything. So there's like these giant like floating crystals in the sky, and there's a bunch of ruins, and we really get to like explore those. Cut to the most recent disaster, the rifting. A hole was blown in the continent under the capital city of the world. These people are trained, okay? A lot of people probably would have survived like a good decade or so. You know what I mean? But like, they were just like, no, this is gonna last like a good 100,000 years. Humanity's done for. Uh-oh. What? That's insane. That's crazy. I was never bored. My mind was being blown over and over and over again. And I thought, like, eventually I'd get used to this. I'd be like, okay, let's get used to this fast paced prose. No. I was on the edge of my seat from the first sentence to the last, convulsing in my seat. Not even shaking or quaking, convulsing. It's fucked up. Some things are a little graphic and nasty. Lots of people die horrible deaths. People get turned to stone, like crushed. You know. It was bad. I had to close the book sometimes. And the world building, it was just like, I know I talked about this a little bit, but it's like, oh my god. I don't think any book could top this, honestly. Like, if you have watched my TikTok, you know my favorite book ever is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, and I love this world building. It is so magical and fun and beautiful. But for me, it just doesn't compare to like past civilizations and crazy shit. You know what I mean? This is my all-time favorite series, I think, now. I didn't really have a favorite series before. I couldn't choose, but now I can. I have a note and it just says Apocalypse be like, and then it's a skull and crossbones. So if that gives you any indication on all the death and destruction, yeah. Another crazy thing is the magic system. And I'm not talking about controlling tectonic plates. I'm talking about magic. They're different, okay? And it's like a little bit of spoiler, but not really. Pretty much life is magic. And like this magic, it's what makes things alive. It's not like, oh, you're alive so you have magic. No. Things have magic and that's why they're alive. And in the books, it was like, damn, they like personify Earth. That's so crazy. Where do you think all the magic goes when things die? Where do you think it goes? The Earth is alive. I don't think that's a spoiler, and it's incredibly scary. There were leaders of these communities called comms, right? And there's one leader, and if someone can't fend for themselves, take care of themselves, or like pay their way, work their way, they get sent out to die or just killed out of mercy. Banishing someone is worse than just killing them. So I can't tell if my mic's dying or not, if it's just flickering. Do you see that? So what would I rate this? 5 out of 5 stars for the whole series. They all have something going for them. My favorite was the last book, simply because of the flashbacks to the civilization that caused all this shit in the first place. That was crazy. It changed my life. And when I recommend this book to people, I always preface by saying, like, it's the coolest thing I've ever read. I don't think I'll ever get over it. I think about it every day, sort of thing. But I also say how fucked up it is because, like, I get that it's not for everyone. Like, sometimes it made me a little bit sick. But you get used to the torture. So 5 out of 5 stars. That was my complete review of the Shattered Earth series. Cheers. These books, I don't know if I'll ever find a series I like more. I'll ever find a series that, like, made me more insane. It was feral while I was reading these books. It changed me mentally, I think. And the prose was so beautiful, and the tragedy was never unexpected in these books. But to have it be so sad and tragic and, like, disturbing at times, and then have it end so beautifully, it takes real skill and talent as a writer. I'm going to be reading everything N.K Jemisin's ever written. 5 stars. All these books individually, 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars. This is the perfect series to me. And again, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely for me. If you like things like this, if you like science fiction, fantasy, you know, down in the trenches, definitely read it. If you've read anything else by N.K Jemisin, I'm sure you'd like this. If you like beautiful prose, if you like unexpected writing technique, and if you like a narrator that isn't the main character and isn't omniscient and is a character in the story. So that is where we wrap up the review for the Shattered Earth series. I got my books on Thrift Books. You can get them anywhere you get books, I'm sure. If you want to like more content from me, I'm on TikTok. You can check that out. Link in description, probably. And also a little sneak peek for what the next video is going to be. I'm going to be doing like a read with me, read along reaction to this book, House of Salt and Sorrows by N.K Jemisin. It's kind of like a fantasy mystery. There's a murder. The sister has to figure out what happened to her other sister. So that is where we end today's video.